afternoon, everyone. My name is Tajma Douglas, and I want to tell you a story. Well, about 5 years ago, I used to work at Walmart, and I became really good friends with this young lady. And I don't want to share her name because she said I can share her story, but I told her I would keep her name very discreet. So just know that she was my friend. And we used to work in the back area where we used to stock. So with me becoming friends with her, I noticed some behavior changes with her. She would come in very sad some days. Some days she would come in very kind of happy in a different mood. Some days you can tell that she really wasn't there, but she was there. Some days she would come in very irritated. And I would ask her, like, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? And she'll be like, it's okay. I can deal with it. And so one day I decided to just wake up one morning, didn't call her, popped up at her house, and I took her to breakfast. I said, hey, come go with me. We're going to go eat breakfast. And when I picked her up, I can tell that she wasn't really herself. She was like, I don't really want to go. I don't think that I want to do it. And so I told her, I said, no, because for the last few weeks, I've been noticing that there's something different about you. Something's going on, and you won't tell me. So I wanted to take you out, and whatever it is, we're going to clear the air. We're going to have fun. And so she decided to go, and we had a really good time. So by the day's end, when I got ready to drop her off at home, she just burst out into tears. And I was afraid because I didn't know if she was happy or if she was sad. I didn't know what had happened. But in reality, she was happy, but also she was kind of disappointed within herself because she just now realized that she's battling a disease that she was not aware that she had until that moment. She was battling with depression. And I want to talk to you guys about some signs that you can notice in some individuals that may be dealing with depression, or you may know someone who's dealing with it, or you might be dealing with it yourself. I have. And it took me years to get through that. And it takes a lot of people that love you to actually help you get through that situation. So I'm going to give you just a few steps or a few warning signs that you guys can look for. And if it can help somebody, please do. Okay, the first one that I noticed was that she was very consistently and persistent with sadness. She was always kind of sad, very irritable. Irritation is another sign of depression. Not wanting to be around people, not wanting to be active or out with family or out with friends, or just didn't want to be anywhere but with themselves. And then also I noticed that misery is a sign of depression also. It could be a sign of depression. And that misery that that person carries can turn internal. It can become something to where they don't like themselves anymore. They feel like that they're not important or useful to life. I notice other things like anxiety. Anxiety plays a very, very important role inside of depression. It's not important, but it's one of the roles that I know that does play in depression, anxiety. That is one thing a lot of us deal with and may not even know that we have anxiety issues. I have test anxiety. When there's time for a test, I get sweaty, nervous, my mind goes blank, and it does play a role in your action. So anxiety is another sign that you guys can look for. You can look for like loss of weight or loss of appetite or gaining of weight. Some people who deal with depression may not eat. And some people who deal with depression may turn to food as something that comforts them. So if you see those type of things, don't be afraid to be that friend to ask questions, be very involved. as most people would say, nosy. It could save a life. It could actually help someone. I ended up helping her that day because that day she even admitted to me that she was at the point where she felt as if she did not need to be here anymore. And that really hurted me. That we were friends and she felt as if she was someone who was not relevant. So if you guys know someone or know someone who's battling this or either some of the signs that I have said that you guys see in someone, how can you help them? Research. You can go to www.facti.com/conditions. You can also go to www.healthvirtualhealthcare.com. There are a lot of sites that have important details and important signs, and they even have conditions. So if you know someone who is battling depression, or you know someone who doesn't even know that they're battling this, and you see some of the signs, please help them. So I thank you for your time and your attention. Please stay safe, and you guys have a great afternoon.